Hello students, I am Shambhavi Shukla, Assistant Professor in Department of Electronics and Communication in Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, Awadh University. Welcoming you all in my channel, and the topic of the day is optical fiber communication. Let's learn optical fiber in a better and easier way. Since optical fiber communication has very large syllabus, it is not possible to cover entire syllabus in a single video. We have decided some topics for today to discuss in this video, that are introduction, advantages of optical fiber, structure of optical fiber, block diagram, ray theory transmission, working principle of fiber, and total internal reflection. Now let's start with our first topic, that is introduction. What is optical communication? If we see, it is made up of three individual words: optical and fiber and communication. Let's focus on the word communication first. What is communication? What is communication? As we are having electronics and communication background, we must have clear understanding of the word communication. Communication might be defined in variety of ways. Here I am taking the simplest one, the transfer of information from one point to other. Now it is clear that even for the simplest communication system, there must be three components. Here in the slide you can see the elements of simplest communication system. These are a transmitter which transmits the information, a receiver which receives the information, and a medium between these two, with help of which the information will be transmitted from one point to other. Let's take an example of a classroom where a teacher is teaching to her students. As the teacher is talking, she will be considered as the transmitter, while the students are listening and will be considered as the receiver. Here the medium between them is air. As it is a simple classroom where no audio video device is connected, so communication medium between the teacher and the student is air. The distance between the transmitter and receiver is not much. The distance between the transmission and transmitter and receiver is not much. So air is good as the medium here only. Let's have some other examples too. A group of friends and ladies and talking, and air as communication medium. Now let's assume the scenario where the distance between the transmitter and receiver is increased. Now with the help of air only, we will not be able to communicate here. Here in this scenario, we will need a medium with help of which we will transmit our data from transmitter to receiver. Either that will be wired communication or the wireless communication. Wired communication is where the medium is wire of any type, like copper wire or twisted pair, coaxial cable, triaxial cable, etc. Here in this diagram, you can see the medium between the transmitter and receiver is optical fiber. It will act as the medium. So optical fiber is the one of the other example of this category, as the efficiency of all these medium is very poor. So we need a medium of very high efficiency. Here comes the origin of the optical fiber as the most advanced medium of our communication system. It is called as most advanced due to a number of advantages, like small size, low weight, high flexibility, diameter is very small, exactly we can say slightly more than the human hair, so overall weight is very low. No crosstalk, no effects are there due to EMI or RFI. Fiber can be cabled together without any crosstalk. High bandwidth, light rays used as carrier signal, and we know the light signal are very high frequency. So now because of carrier frequency is very high, so bandwidth will be very high automatically. This is electrically isolated. Optical fiber is made up of glass, silica or plastic, so it is electrically isolated, and hence no chance of electrical short circuit, sparking hazards. Security to signal. The very important advantage of optical fiber communication, that is security. Light rays propagate inside the core of the fiber. Hacking of the signal is nearly impossible. If any signal is being stealed, it will be detected. Transmission losses. The total internal reflection offers low loss, or you can say no loss. Some negligible losses occur due to metal absorption, non-linear scattering, fiber band losses. Because of these things, some losses occurs. So overall transmission loss of optical fiber is very low. Effective cost is very low because low cost of transmission, traveling storage, installation. So overall cost is very low. Durability is very long, so that's make it very cost effective. You might have question about its name. Why optical fiber? Optical because light is involved in its working principle. I mean, the transmission within the cable will be through the light, so the word optical has taken. Optical fiber transmission uses wavelength that are in the near infrared portion of the spectrum, just above the visible. Because the attenuation of the fiber is much less, here the attenuation is very less, so it is undetectable by the bare eyes. Typical optical transmission wavelength are 850 nanometer, 310 nanometer and 550 nanometer. Both lasers and LEDs are used to transmit light through optical fiber. Since the attenuation of these wavelengths are very less, they are most common used wavelengths in optical fiber communication. Now let's see the structure of optical fiber. Optical fiber is a very flexible, transparent fiber made by glass or plastic, having diameter slightly more than that of human hair. This diameter, the total diameter of the optical fiber will be slightly more than that of human hairs, excluding the plastic coat. Its diameter is approx 0.25 micrometer to 0.5 micrometer, including the outer portion, and it is used mainly for providing high-speed data. Due to its capacity to provide a very large bandwidth, here you can see two more photographs of the optical fiber. You can see the innermost part of fiber, that is core. Here this is core. The light is almost traveling into this part of fiber, or we can say light travels only in this. Ideally the light travels in only core part of the fiber. Then the cladding and plastic covering, coating is plastic cover, and the strength member, just to provide the strength to the optical fiber. And then the outer, here in between these two photographs of the optical fiber, you can see the difference of the coating. The reason behind this is the application of optical fiber. The more strength is needed in this optical fiber, so we applied the more cover just to give the strength. Now with help of basic block diagram, let's see how the light propagates inside the fiber. When some message, signal or data to be transmitted through the optical fiber, first of all it is needed to be converted into electrical form from the non-electrical form of the message. Like if in this example we consider the original signal is audio signal, here the signal is audio signal, then with help of then it will be first converted into the electrical form, and then with help of the optical source, this which may be a laser or LED, the signal will be converted into optical form. Here we will get the optical form of the signal. Then this optical signal will be launched into the optical fiber, and with help of total internal reflection, that is TIR, these rays in the optical fiber will propagate from the beginning to the end of the optical fiber, and at the receiving end this light energy is converted back to the electrical form with the help of photo transistors or photodiodes or any photosensitive device will convert the optical form of signal into the electrical form of the signal. Now message will be converted back into the original form and will be reaches to the destination. Now, to understand the working principle of optical fiber communication, it is necessary to understand the ray theory transmission. When a light ray encounters the boundary separation of two different medium, here you can see the lighter medium and the denser medium. Lighter in the sense of a lower refractive index and denser medium, that is higher refractive index. Okay, the light strikes on the interface of these two medium, and either the ray reflected back into the first medium, it is called reflection, or it will be bent towards second medium called refraction. This light will be called as reflected light, and this light will be called as refracted light, and this will be called as reflected light. In this figure you can see the incoming ray, reflected ray, same medium, and refraction of the ray. Incident ray, reflected ray, refracted ray. Refraction affects the refractive index of the medium. The relationship at the interface is known as Snell's law. Now let's understand the Snell's law. Snell's law states that the ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence and transmission is equal to the ratio of refractive index of the material at the interface. Two medium with two different refractive index, the ratio of that will be equal to the sine of the angle of incident and transmission. Now let's discuss how the TIR, that is total internal reflection, will help light in propagation inside of optical fiber. So first let's understand what is total internal reflection. Now suppose that we have one lighter medium, and here we have, this is one lighter medium and another medium is denser. Here it means the refractive index of this medium is more in comparison with the second medium. Okay, now we will see the case when the light moves from the denser medium to rarer medium. What happens to the signal at the surface of both medium is it refracted back to the medium, the previous medium. So we can say that a complete reflection of a ray of light within a medium takes place. This phenomena is TIR, and the phenomena occurs only if the angle of incidence is greater than the certain limiting angle, that is critical angle. So with the help of this figure we can see when critical angle is bigger than, here when critical angle is bigger than the incidence angle, ray got refracted, it goes to other medium, and when incidence angle is bigger, it completely reflects back to the same medium. So this is total internal reflection. Now in optical fiber, when a ray follows the criteria of acceptance angle, we will discuss acceptance angle in detail in our next video. So when the ray follows the criteria of acceptance cone, it enters into a fiber, it strikes to the surface of core and clad, and at this point the angle of incidence is more than the critical angle. So total internal reflection will take place here, 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 and the light rays comes back to the same denser medium, comes back to the same denser medium, comes back to the same denser medium, and here too. It's not going outwards. So total reflection, total internal reflection will take place. After that light will move forward. We can see in the figure, and there too, this here. At the surface of core and clad, the TIR will occur, and the light will be propagate throughout the optical fiber. refractive index of core is always greater than the refractive index of clad. So this is how light rays propagates through fiber. We have seen that. Now in the next video we will discuss about acceptance angle, numerical aperture, skew rays and meridional rays, types of fiber, that is graded index and step index fiber. So let's end this. Thank you for watching the video.